Alright guys, it's your boy Fetty MMA, and guys, we are telling the back end of 2024, so guys, you already know what that means. If you don't know what that means, let me go ahead and introduce you to what that means, man. We are doing the UFC 2024 award ceremony, but guys, we're doing this a little bit different than how these other YouTubers are doing it. We're breaking it down piece by piece, category by category, video by video, so guys, let's lock in with your boy, because for the first topic, we're starting off with a banger topic, the UFC top 10 KOs of the year. And guys, we're going to be ranking from 10 to number 1, and this is going to be an absolute banger because I might shock you guys on the picks that I'm picking, and I feel like you guys might agree to what I'm saying. But guys, you already know the drill. We are on a road to 500 subscribers, so let's go ahead and get your boy there, man. We need to get monetized, so let's go ahead and do it. Without further ado, enough of me talking to you. Let's go ahead and get to some action and really talk about the UFC knockouts of the year. All right, at the number 10 spot, we are doing Carlos Prates versus Jae Lee. Now, guys, man, let's go ahead and be honest, man. Going into this fight, we all knew that Carlos Prates was going to go ahead and kill this dude, Jae Lee. Now, how was he going to kill him was going to be the real question. Carlos Prates deserves to be on the list because he did exactly what he needs to do. He's not like these other jobbers like Joe Piper and Bo Nickel, where they're like minus 700, minus 800, and they just don't show up. What Carlos Prates did to Jae Lee, I gotta give credit to where credit is due. So let's look at this three-piece combination from Prates right here, which was pitch perfect. A one straight down the middle right here. Boom! And then he follows this one with the right hook. Bang! And then after the right hook, look what he follows us up with. A left hook. Yum! And then look at the knockout reaction that Jae Lee caused right after this. Absolutely pitch perfect from Prates, damn it. Pitch perfect. That left hook connected perfectly. But let's go ahead and be honest with Jae Lee himself, man. I've been saying this about the Asian communities in the UFC. They're not good. Every Asian in the UFC, like I said, they're jobbers, man. Let's just be honest about it, man. There's no good Asians. The last good Asian that was in the UFC was freaking Chan Sung Jung. Before him, we go to Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. I mean, there's not really much good Asian fighters. Granted, there are some Asians out there that will go ahead and whip my ass. I'm not saying they can't beat my ass up personally. No diddy when I say that. But let's go ahead and be honest. Carlos Prates was supposed to do that to Jae Lee, and I got to give credit where credit is due. He just did what he needed to do, and it was a pretty good knockout. He flattened Jae Lee pretty solid for a UFC fight night. But all in all, it was a mid-fight. It wasn't all that exciting. And I got to put it at the number 10 spot. All right, guys, at the number 9 spot, we got Shi Ming versus Fang Sha now. Now, guys, man, I don't want to make this video about me trashing the Asians, but let's go ahead and talk about the fight for where the fight was, man. Shi Ming was absolutely getting dominated by Fang Sha now, man. Fang Sha now was looking good. I got to give credit where credit is due. She was looking good, doing what she needed to do against the shorter and weaker opponent. At least the weaker opponent that I thought was Shi Ming. Until Shi Ming threw a head kick into the air and it landed beautifully on Fang Sha now. Now, the reason why Fang Sha now got knocked out in that fight was because... Before I even tell y'all why she got knocked out, just look how short Shi Ming is to Fang Sha now. And look how she lands that head kick. Look how the depth of her legs just reaches up to the sky. And then she just plows onto her with just mean punches after a mean head kick knocked out. Because she decided to throw like some stupid feints into the air that managed to, like, it wasn't a setup for anything. She was just throwing feints out. I believe she was tired at that moment, but the reason why she threw those feints, we will never know to this day. But Shi Ming did manage to get a great head kick on top of the head. Shi Ming is like 5'2", going against a girl that was about 5'9". So for her to go ahead and manage to reach a head kick to Fang Sha now was absolutely impressive. So just for that, I gotta put it at the number 9 spot ahead of Carlos Prates. At the number 8 spot, we got Ilot Toria KO'ing Aleksandar Volkanovski. Now, guys, we have to throw this in at the number 8 spot. Now, in no world would I be throwing this in my top 5 knockouts of the year. Not of the decade, not of anything. This knockout right here to Volkanovski broke my heart. this whole build up to this fight broke my heart because I knew something was off with Volkanovski, guys. And guys, if you don't know about my relationship with Volkanovski at this point, man, I have him as my second greatest fighter of all time. John Jones as number one, of course. But Volkanovski has brought so much excitement to me. So for me to see him get KO'd like that, it absolutely broke my heart, man. Ilya Topuria was just dominating him in every facet of the buildup of the fight and just the fight in general, man. So seeing Volkanovski get KO'd like that was absolutely horrendous. It made my heart scream. It made my heart shatter into a million pieces, if I'm going to be honest with you. So in no world and no imagination would I throw that in my top 5 knockouts. But for what the knockout was, I got to give credit where credit is due, man. Ilya Topuria threw a good right hand in a mix of like a clash of an exchange. And he managed to go ahead and get what he needed to do, man. So I got to give credit where credit is due to Ilya. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. That did break my heart a lot. And I don't like talking about that moment, man. All right, at the number 7 spot, we have Ilya Topuria KOing Max Holloway. Now, guys, to me, him KOing Max Holloway just wasn't much of a surprise. If you guys didn't watch my videos towards the build-up of this fight, I predicted that Max Holloway was going to get KO'd by Ilya Topuria. Just by me seeing him get KO'd, the surprise factor is just eliminates right off the bat. Going into this fight, during the fight, I thought it was a pretty good back and forth warfare between the two guys. But just for what the knockout was, it just wasn't that like wowing. It was surprising because it was Max Holloway that he did knock out at the end of the day, and somebody knocking out Max Holloway is something you just can't imagine, just especially after him knocking out Justin Gaethje. So it was just one of those moments where you get a little bit surprised, but at the same time, you kind of understand this dude, Ilya Topuria, is nasty. If this dude can go ahead and KO Volkanovski, MMA math should say that this dude should be able to KO Max Holloway. So you just go with basic MMA math. 1 + 1 = 2, and that's exactly what he did. He didn't change the equation. He didn't add a division, add a multiplication sign with it. He just kept it real simple and did what he had to do. So that's why I got to go ahead and give him credit. And I had to put it at the number 7 spot. It just wasn't that surprising to me, guys. All right. At the number 6 spot, we have Shara Bullet versus Arman Petrosian. Now, guys, man, for what the fight was, man, I got to give Arman Petrosian credit. He gave Shara Bullet an absolute war in that fight. I think a lot of people didn't give Arman Petrosian credit, so I had to go ahead and start off with doing that. He did lose at the end of the day, but he made a huge mistake into that fight. Just flashing out a spinning back fist. He didn't connect. He didn't do anything with it. He just threw it out in the air. And I felt like at that moment, Shara Bullet kind of collected that data. He kind of remembered, oh shoot, I do have a spinning back fist in my tool bag. And not only that, he had the spinning back fist in his tool bag. He had a double spinning back fist in his tool bag, and it was for the knockout, for the KO in Saudi Arabia, where they paid him pretty good money. He is sitting good on some dollars right now. So it's just one of those moments where you have to go ahead and respect and put him at that number 6 spot. He deserves it by default. At the end of the day, I can't put Carlos Prates over him. I can't put Shi Ming's knockout over him. Ilya Topuria versus Volk's knockout over him, or Ilya versus Max Holloway over him. So he deserves that number 6 spot just by default, guys. So shout out to Shara Bullet for making that number 6 spot. All right, guys, at the number 5 spot, we have Esteban Ribovic KOing Terence McKenna. Now, guys, man, this was the first knockout where I literally cried laugh to. Literally, bro. I've never seen a grown man literally tell another grown man to sit the fuck down. Literally sit on your 2 buttocks and just go ahead and go to sleep. Class is in session right now, and I'm here to teach, motherfucker. And that's exactly what Esteban Ribovic did to Terence McKenna that night. And literally, bro, I've never laughed at a knockout before. Guys, trust me, I know the feeling of getting knocked out, guys. I had a video. Check my community tab, man. You can go ahead and see the damage I had in my face. So, guys, I understand the feeling of getting knocked out. I don't like to laugh at people getting knocked out, but this is right here. This was different. This was comedic right here. Never in a million years would I have thought in Terence McKenna stock would have dropped that badly, bro. I had a lot of stock into this dude, but turns out this dude is an absolute jobber. Is what it is. one thing's for sure, these dudes can make a highlight reel out of Terence McKenna. That's exactly what Esteban Ribovic do. The number 4 spot, we have Pereira KOing Jamal Hill. Now, guys, if you go ahead and look at what the card was for what the card was, UFC 300, the biggest stage of the damn near decade, bro. Let alone you have Kayla Harrison fighting Holly Holm, Arman Sarukian fighting Charles Oliveira, Gaethje versus Holloway. You had Jae Lee versus Yang Chanel, and then you cap it off with a main event of Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill. Two titans going at it, and let alone in that fight, Alex Pereira takes a groin shot from Jamal Hill, waves it off to Herb Dean like, I'm good. I don't even bother to go into this instantly. He doesn't hesitate at all on that wave off to Herb Dean. And let alone the next very punch he throws at Jamal Hill is an uppercut to finish the fight. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? To this very moment, Jamal Hill has suffered from that moment. Jamal Hill has suffered from that moment, guys. Jamal Hill was supposed to be a great champ. He suffered an injury, relinquished his title like a dummy, and ever since that moment, what's been there for Jamal Hill? So Jamal Hill is still suffering from that moment, and man, I gotta go ahead and give Alex Pereira credit where credit is due for him to capitalize off UFC 300 like that. I felt like that was his coming out party. No Diddy when I say that, but I feel like this was the fight to go ahead and really blow up Alex Pereira. UFC 300, the big stage, and he goes out and goes ahead and defeats Jamal Hill in a nasty fashion like that. Bro, if you compare it to like an artist, for an example, this is like an artist having their second album, the third album of the year, and finally hitting 100K sales. And that's exactly what my boy Alex Pereira did. So he deserves that number 4 spot just because of the magnitude, the stage of what it was. Alright, guys, at the number 3 spot, we have Max Holloway KOing Justin Gaethje. Now, guys, man, you guys are probably shocked. How the hell are you putting this at the number 3 spot? You have Ilot to Toria to blame for that. But let's go ahead and really backtrack just a slight bit, man. The night that Justin Gaethje went ahead and killed Tony Ferguson, literally committed murder against Tony Ferguson, murder in front of our eyes, and we couldn't do a damn thing about it. The ref couldn't even stop it. It was Justin Gaethje literally killing Tony Ferguson that night. It broke my heart. And guys, quite frankly, I never really recovered from it. So going into this fight right here, I would not expect in a million years that Max Holloway would have did what he had done to Justin Gaethje. I'm not going to lie. I thought it would have been the same moment. I was traumatized and I thought it would have been that same moment. And that's exactly what I was imagining. But for me to go ahead and see Max Holloway really dominate Justin Gaethje the way he did, I gotta give credit where credit is due. And where that moment where he knocked out Justin Gaethje within that scrappy brawl, I gotta give credit where credit is due, man. I gotta be thankful for Max Holloway for that moment. But like I said, man, I have Ilot to Toria to blame for him, for me putting them at that number 3 spot, man. When he broke it down, I kind of looked at it from his point of view, and I haven't stopped looking at it from his point of view, quite frankly. You call me a follower, call me what you want, but that's how I thought about the fight lately, man. What he said is that at that moment where they scrapped for that final 10 seconds of the fight, it was just a bar fight. That's all it was. It was just a bar fight. It was no IQ set into it. It was really not much set into it. It was just two dudes scrapping and Max Holloway just looking for that bonus for Dana White. And that's exactly what Max Holloway did. He achieved it. They deserved that number 3 spot for sure. But it was no IQ set into that moment. And it's just not a spot to where I would love to put them at the number 1 spot. You guys have to respect that number 3 spot. And putting them at bronze, I don't think it's bad. I really don't think it's bad. Alright, guys, at the number 2 spot, we have Vinicius Oliveira getting a mean flying knee KO to Bernardo Sapage. Now, guys, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. What type of knockout would you rather take? Would you rather take a knockout via punch? Would you rather take a knockout via head kick? Or would you rather take a knockout via flying knee? Now, guys, I would like for you guys to go ahead and place your hand on your kneecap and feel how hard your kneecap is and feel how soft your face is. Imagine a dude, a grown man at that, throwing a flying knee dead at your face. That is something that is so tough to take, and that's something that is so dangerous to take in the UFC. So for this dude Bernardo Sopas to go ahead and eat a freaking flying knee like that, this dude literally has a broken skull somewhere, bro. Somewhere in his face, a bone is broken, mother f's. Now, guys, this exact knockout kind of reminded me of that Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren moment. And if I'm not mistaken, that knockout won KO of the year. So you go ahead and look at that knockout. That is an exact replica of those two moments, kind of just replaying each other. I have to throw this knockout at the number 2 spot, man. A flying knee KO is one of the toughest KOs to take. And that's one of the toughest KOs to kind of set up, even though it's not really tough to set up. But if you land it, mother F's, it will look brutal. That's for sure. That's exactly what Oliveira showed us, guys. And at the number 1 spot for our gold medal, we have Alex Pereira KOing Yuri Pahaska in their second fight. Now, guys, man, at this point, man, Yuri Pahaska was claiming that Alex Pereira is doing black magic. And I believe it, man. I think he actually does do it for real. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think Alex Pereira is on that timing for real. But that's what he's been saying about Alex Pereira. And the narrative was the Chama narrative. Chama, Chama, Chama. You didn't really hear it much against Jamal Hill. This is where he kind of brought out the one word, Chama. Literally. So for him to go into this bout, Alex Pereira felt stronger than ever. I'm not going to lie to you guys. After knocking out Jamal Hill and then going into that second fight with Yuri Pahaska, Alex Pereira, for some reason, just looked stronger. When they did that stare down again, it just didn't feel the same. Alex Pereira felt like he was just getting bigger, and badder. And going into that second fight, it wasn't really much going on, like during like 1/3 of the fight until literally towards the final 5 seconds of the fight. Alex Pereira just magically drops Yuri Pahaska with the left hook. And what that left hook did, it literally slept Yuri Pahaska and woke him up at the same time. Yuri Pahaska didn't know where he was at, but he knew he was in a fight, mother F, and he has to do something. That's the exact moment that Yuri Pahaska showed after Alex Pereira knocked him down. And then literally, boom, the bell rings, second round. How in the hell the first strike that Alex Pereira throws is a head kick to the freaking head, knocks down freaking Yuri Pahaska, and then he rains some punches just to add extra salt to the wound. And then at this very moment, we all can agree that Yuri Pahaska would never be the same Yuri Pahaska. He would never be a champ. I don't know how he's favored against Jamal Hill in their fight, but that's another story for another day. But at the number 1 spot, we will give the gold medal to Alex Pereira KOing Yuri Pahaska in their second fight. Now, guys, if you have any disagreements, let me know. Put it down in the comment section. If you have anything that you like, if you have anything you need to say, if you have anything you need to do, put it in the comment section, damn it, guys. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. So help your boy get there, please, man. Please, do your boy a favor, man. Like the video. You already know what to do. It's your boy, Fatty MMA, and I'm out.